Welcome back to another video lecture of social management. You are watching our YouTube channel, Even College Digital Classes, and in our previous few classes we are discussing about social management. In today's lecture we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, that is social capital. You must have heard about capital in various forms, and mostly if you are hearing that, we are hearing capital in business, or we are saying this business management. So what a capital basically we know is the wealth, or we can say an asset which is owned by a person on which he is going to start a business, or the one which is the base of any prospective thing that he is thinking of, or any business that he is thinking of. He is starting with the capital. So it is the base, we can say, on which every other deed or every other proceeding is depending on. So while we are talking of social capital, what this social capital is, it's a quite interesting term, and in today's video we are going to discuss that what is this social capital is. So if you'll see that this capital consists of the assets and resources like cash and equipment that a company can use in its operations to produce goods or services. That is what basically capital we know, and that is what capital we grown up with. While in the form a financial capital economics perspective, capital is a key part of running a business and growing an economy. That what we know, that capital is nothing but it's a key word, or it's the major part on which a business is growing on, or as we have said, that it is the base on which we are starting a business with. So in financial terms, social capital basically comprises the value of social relationships and networks that complement the economic capital for economic growth of an organization. So in financial term, if we'll say that the social capital, it is made up of the social relationships and the networks that is made in the society, and that is going to add to the economic growth of an organization. That is what social capital is. So a broad definition of social capital, if we are going to describe, it is as a resource which focus on social relations that have productive benefits. So this is what could be the definition of social capital is. And social capital is, we can say, that the connection between individuals and entities that can be economically valuable. So if we will talk of social capital now, what we know, that capital is the basic thing of something that we are thinking to grow up with some economic viability, if we'll say. So while we are talking of social capital, so by social capital what we mean is the basic components or the basic network of relations, network of social reachability, or a network of values, network of community that we are having, on which we are thinking of managing the society. That is what a social capital is. Now, apart from the economic gains, this social capital can bring, it is also defined as the web of cooperative relationship between citizens that facilitate resolution of collective action problems. So this is what the gain of the social capital is, that it is a web of cooperative relationships. That means it is interdependent of the components of the social capital, or the components of the society that are going to work together in a collective manner to resolve any problems or take action against any problem. So the social capital is realized when people interact. So we can realize, or we can come out with that what is the capital that is there with us when we know or when we are going to interact with the society or interact with the people in the society. And the social capital is the values, the beliefs and attitudes that govern the nature of social interaction. So while we are interacting, the social capital is what we are carrying out ourselves, that is could be our beliefs that we are commonly tied up with, that might be the values, that might be the attitude with which we are interacting with the society. These are the ways of social interaction in social capital. And the social capital is a set of shared values, we can say, that allows individuals to work together in a group to effectively achieve a common purpose. So while we are talking of social management, in like other management, the goal is somehow the same of the group of people that they are working with. So while we are talking of social management, the social capital is the base on which we are going to manage the society, and it is a set of shared values that allows the individuals of the society to work together in a group to effectively achieve that goal or that common purpose of the society. And the idea is generally used to describe how the members are able to band together in society to live harmoniously. So this is the idea generally used to describe that how the members of the societies could be. That is what the idea behind the social capital is. And in business, if we will say, the social capital can contribute to a company's success by building a sense of shared values and mutual respect. So if we will say that what is the benefit of the social capital, or why we are reading the social capital, or what is the importance or usefulness of the social capital, is that moreover the society in which we are living in, or the society is the base on which every other thing of the world is relying on. So we cannot isolate society and think of development. So while we are thinking of economic development, that also more or less dependent on the society and the dealing of the society or the status of the society. And that status or that situation or the society in altogether can be enriched if it is having a good capital, that is the social capital, which integrate with it the values, the community, the norms and culture and many other components that are there in the social capital. Now this social capital concept in social science that involves the potential of individuals to secure benefits and invent solutions to problems through membership in social networks. So while we are talking of social capital, this concept is that while we are having social networks, we are going to potentially solve the problems or get the benefit individually and also in a group. So this social capital revolves around three dimensions, that are the interconnected networks of relationship between individuals and groups, that is social ties or social participation, we can say, or the levels of trust that characterized these ties, and the resources or benefits that are both gained and transferred by virtue of social ties and social participation. So we can say that this social capital is revolving around three dimensions, that are the network of relationship that we are having, how much trust we are having on that network of relations that we are entitled with, and what are the resources that are there in that network of resources, and how that is going to benefit or get benefited by us. These are the dimensions of the social capitals are. So the social capital has been shown to be of great importance for societal well-being. So while we are talking of social management, social well-being or community well-being, or we are talking of the well-being or living standard of the society, this social capital has been shown a great importance. And the social capital are related to levels of employment in societies or communities, academic performance, individual physical health, economic growth, and immigrant and ethnic enterprises. So this is what are, we can say, that are the things that could be there or that are related to social capital. And in addition, it has been demonstrated that greater levels of social capital correspond to lower crime rates in the society. So not only these social capitals are having a benefit or are beneficiary to the community, they are also restricting the community from going destroyed or having some we are saying that ill practices like crime, or there is evidence that the social capitals are correspond to lower the crime rates in the community. Now, the social capital is considered collectively owned capital. So, this social capital is nothing but it is considered as collectively owned capital. As we know that when we are talking of capital, it is a owned fund or owned asset of the person who is going to start something or who is going to start a business, if we will say in economic terms. So, when we are talking of social capital, it is considered to be a collectively owned capital. Collectively owned capital means it is the collective fund or it is the collective asset of the entire society or entire community, what we are saying. And it is associated with what? It is associated with trust, trustworthiness, civic norms, association membership, and voluntary activities. These are the assets of the society or societal aspect, where we can say that in societal aspect these are the components of a good capital, that is social capital is. And for example, if we include the institutions created to meet basic and fundamental needs of production, reproduction, regulation and coordination, government and non-government organizations such as courts, police, emergency services, various government departments, and even corporations could be the examples of the social capitals are. This is what the social capital is. If you will see that it is of high utility or high importance in the society, or while we are talking of social management, it is the core of the social management. If you don't know that what is the social capital that is there with you, it's very difficult to design, or it is very difficult to have a strategy or plan out that how you are going to manage your society. So, this social management is very much integrated with the social capital, and the social capital is the integration or interrelationship, or we can say the network of the society that you are having. It might be the family, it might be the community, it might be the friends, associates, colleagues, or think of anything in the society that you are related to, that could be social capital that is there with you. And with that social capital, you are going to plan out your life business, or you can plan out your societal form or existence that we are saying. Now, what could be the classification, or how we are going to classify this social capital? There are various forms of networks or various forms of the society or parts of the society that could be a capital of use. Now, what are the classification, or what could be the types of a social capital that are you enriched of? Now, let's have a look on the classification of the social capital. So, there are two main classification of the social capital. One is network perspective we are going to classify, and the other we are going to classify on social structure perspective. So, these are the two main classification spectrum on which we are going to classify the social capital. Let's have a look on the network perspective. So, from a network perspective, social capital can be classified as either bonding or bridging, with a third type suggested as linking. So, bonding, bridging and linking are the three different classification of social capital if we'll classify it according to the network perspective. Now, what is this bonding social capital is? So, these ties between individuals with a relatively high degree of network closure. So, when we are going to be related, or when we are integrated very closely with relation, or when we have a very close tie-up, then we are saying it as a bonding social capital. And this bonding social capital is often described as horizontal ties between individuals within the same social group, as opposed to the vertical ties between social groups. So it is an horizontal tie between the individuals, and that is within a same social group. So bonding social capital is often associated with local communities where many people know many other people in the group. That is the network closure. That means it is between a closed community, or it is between the community in the same line of integration that is done. That is what bonding social capital is. And this bonding social capital is often associated with strong norms, modes and trust, which can have both positive and negative manifestations and implications of social exclusion, if we will see. And many members have access to similar network assets. So while providing solidarity, bonding social capital may not provide useful network assets in some situations. So this is what the bonding social capital is. So if we will see that we are classifying a social capital on the network perspective. So when the perspective of the society is very close, or when we are saying that within a closer network, or within the society, confined society or community, when we are having a bondage within the group, that is a horizontal line of network is there, we are saying then this is a bonding social capital. So bonding social capital is the capital or type of social capital which is very closely held, and it is an horizontal line of network. Next, we are having the bridging social capital. So the ties between individuals which cross social divides or between social groups, that is what bridging social capital is. And from a network perspective, if we'll see, bridging social capital places the actors at structural holes where each is able to tap into the social network resources of each other's social group. And this is also described as the vertical ties, often operating through formal hierarchical structures. And bridging social capital may not involve many shared norms, but is likely to be associated with reciprocity and thin trust. And it may provide access to network resources outside of an individual's normal circles, and as such can provide significant individual and group benefits. So while we are talking of bridge social capital, we mean to bridge from one group to another. So there is a bridge between these two societies, we can say, or to the network is between the groups. So that is why it is also, we are saying that it is a vertical line of networking in which we are integrating between the two groups. As the network is between two groups, we are naming it as the bridge social capital. Now, the third one is the linking social capital. So the norms of respect and networks of trusting relationship between people who are interacting across explicit, formal or institutionalized power or authority gradients in society are called as the linking social capital. And in many ways, linking social capital is not much different to bridging social capital. So here in linking social capital also we are integrating or linking across the society or with the people, those who are not very commonly sharing our values, norms, or our culture. Now, the other perspective on which we are going to classify the social capital is the social structure perspective. Although it is possible to distinguish between different types of social capital on the basis of source, cognitive and structural forms of social capital are commonly connected and mutually reinforcing. And it could be a structural social capital. So it refers to elements of a social structure that create opportunities for the social realization of productive ends. And structural social capital includes established roles and social networks supplemented by rules, procedures and precedents. And it gives structure and stability to social transactions, and it is more than norms. Structural social capital is built from the historical foundation of culture and institutions within society. So this is according to the structure of the society, or according to the social structure, when we are having the relationship or when we are having the treasure or assets, that is what the structural social capital is. Another way of classifying the social structure on the perspective of social structure, the social capital could be cognitive social capital, and it includes shared norms, values, attitudes and beliefs, predisposes people towards mutually beneficial collective action. And another way of classifying is the relational social capital, and it is based on the characteristics of social relationship between individuals and is commonly described as including trust and trustworthiness. So these are the types of social capital are. So social capital is very important because it represents the productive benefits of sociability. Social capital has been described as a lubricant that facilitates getting things done, and it allows people to work together and to assess benefits from social responsibility. And social capital allows modern economies to function efficiently. And our society, economy, institutions and political system could not exist without this social capital. So social capital refers to the internal social and cultural coherence of society. So this is what social capital is. So before going to social management, it's very important to understand the social capital and to know that what are the types of social capital or the classification of social capital, and to encash this social capital not only for the management of the society but for the management of the economy as well. So this social capital is an inevitable part of the inception of the society, the societal development, the economic development, the political system, the development of the polity of the country, and overall the societal development and growth. So this is what the social capital is. I hope and believe that if people have understood that what this social capital is, and if you have any doubt and query, you can ask me in the comment box. In our further classes, we'll be discussing many other interesting topics on the social management. For today, this is all. Thank you.